Shabbat Shalom. So as we get closer to the summer, we get a little bit more of a festive feeling here. Some of the crowds returning. It's wonderful to see so many families. And we begin our service in your prayer books on page 40 with Shalom Aleichem. We say goodbye to the weekday angels and hello to the Shabbat angels. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Barchuni LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzedchem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lai la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ai la da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's so good to have you all here for this beautiful Shabbat as we invite Sheila Schiffer to the Bima, who will begin with the lighting of the candles. She floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee, just so you know. I think it's page 14. Is it 14, Sheila? 13, page 13.
Light is the foundation of life, yet impossible to touch. Light is flowers growing and fruit trees blossoming, photosynthesis and rainbows shimmering. Light is energy and romance, enlightenment and lightning. Light is red and violet and magenta and blue, lasers and campfires, warmth and illumination, the sunset and the dawn. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, eternal source of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. We turn to page 34 for Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
שבת נקבלה, שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ונתילה, לך אדוני, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך אדוני, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת פעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Continuing now on page 42 with the Reader's Kaddish. יתקדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דהפרח ירתי ימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביום אחד, ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, מעולם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה. הילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, גם ירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן. La 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 la. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד, המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד.
Please be seated. So as a disclaimer, before we move on in our service, as you are watching the clergy and we are turning around facing the ark, you may see on the back of some of our suits and dresses that there are splotches of color, sandy, flowery color. And that's because many of us just came from Marshbank Park, where Rabbi Lader is having a Shabbat service and installing our new board members. I was there as a father, not as a rabbi, as my daughter is installed in the new Yifti board, our youth group. Prior to the installation service, the kids were playing a color war game where they had filled pantyhose with a colored flower and were throwing them at each other. I sat down on the ground to have dinner, and I have a splotch of blue on my pants. So if you see any of that on all of us, it's because we were all there in the middle of the park. But it reminded me that at this moment in the service on page 46, we are thinking in these prayers between the Baruch Hu and the Shema of being outside, of connecting with nature, of recognizing God's light in the world. And so we'll join together at the top of page 46. Master of the universe, grant me the ability to be alone. May it be my custom to go outdoors each day, among the trees and grasses, among all growing things, there to be alone and enter into prayer. There may I express all that is in my heart, talking with you to whom I belong. And may all grasses, trees, and plants awake at my coming. Send the power of their life into my prayer, making whole my heart and my speech through the life and spirit of growing things, made whole by their transcendent source. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, O God, who makes the evening fall. Page 49. We are loved by an unending love. We are guided by the still, small voice within us. We are loved by an unending love. A ner tamid to be tended from generation to generation. And a gentle love, giving meaning to our existence, structure to our lives, and of all the generations who have embraced their covenant.
I was also there at Marshbank Park with Rabbi Bennett as the kids were throwing colored pantyhose at each other, and he made him think of nature. It made me think, I'm sure glad I'm not the youth rabbi anymore. That was my thought. So together as a congregation, we turn to page 56 as we listen to the many voices in our world, all of them speaking of one God.
If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen, listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen.
Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen, listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Listen to our God.
Listen to our God.
As you're seated, we continue on 57.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
As we celebrate Shabbat and hear in these words of Yehavta a sense of loving God, we also turn to the spirit of love in general. And welcome to our Bima now 3 couples who are about to enter into the covenant of love. We invite Rachel Kraft and Scott Robbins, Sissy Fraser and Brandon Yellen, Danielle Weinberg and Josh Kroll to come forward as they will be receiving not only a blessing but also a gift for their homes, a new mezuzah, and a membership here at Temple Israel that will allow them to celebrate Shabbat every week.
ברוכים הבאים בשם אדוני, ברכנוכם מבית אדוני.
Don't you love it? Such a large congregation. It takes a long time for them to get up here. It's a wonderful reality. I need all 3 of you couples together. Get close. Get close to me. I want you close to me. It is such a joy to stand in front of the 3 couples who are going to be blessed this evening. Now, you may be aware that tomorrow evening is the beginning of Shavuot. It's a festival, and it's a festival where reminding us of the giving of Torah. Now, what do we know about that? We know that Moses went up to the top of Mount Sinai, right? And he received the commandments. So I want you for a moment to think of the moment when you will stand under your chuppah as a similar experience. Moses was alone on the top of a mountain. Under your chuppah, you will be with the person you love. And you'll be surrounded by your families who love you as you begin the process of creating a home and a family and life together. And so on this Shabbat evening, just before Shavuot, just before that moment when Moses ascended to the mountain, I want to offer the prayer that God will bless each one of you on your journey to the top of that mountain, and from that beautiful place, surrounded by a loving family, to the creation of homes that will reflect the most beautiful of values that have been transmitted to you, Lador Vador, from generation to generation. Values that emphasize love and compassion and caring and engagement in the world, and the recognition that you have the opportunity to work to create a better world for all of us. And so we pray that your homes, your chuppah, will be symbols of faith and learning and of community. And may your chuppah be transformed into that quality of home where all will feel welcomed, seeing two people who love each other so very, very much. May you always be with them, O God, guiding them, supporting them, encouraging them. May you grant them many blessings, among them the blessing of peace. And let us all say, Amen and Mazel Tov.
Simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, Yehelanu. Simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, Yehelanu, 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 ulechol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ulechol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ulechol Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ulechol Yisrael. Simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, Yehelanu.
Please continue with me on page 60. We celebrate our miracles, the water parting, wall tumbling, sun standing still, miracles of our ancestors.
And the baby doing, prayer moving, water sweeping, miracles of our everyday lives.
Who is like you, O God, creator of fulfillment and joy?
Who is like you, majestic holiness, awesome and splendor, working on
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
If you check my suit this evening, you'll notice there's no filth on it. I was smart enough not to go there. We continue on page 63. I am awake to myself and all others. I am awake to those who share my home. I am awake to an ancient text. I am awake.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise once again on page 68.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ulfi agi tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sahara, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh HaKol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imaot, U'mevii Geula livnei bneihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה.
Together at the bottom of 69. Prayer invites us to let God's presence suffuse our spirits, to let God's will prevail in our lives. Prayer cannot bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Blessed are you, O God, who renews all things.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
As you're seated, if you'll take out your programs for the text, we'll pray silently. The text is in the program, the weekly program, brochure. Ani amati Elohim atem uvenei elyon kulchem. Ani amati Elohim atem uvenei elyon kulchem. Once more, Ani amati. Ani amati Elohim atem uvenei elyon kulchem. Ani amati Elohim atem uvenei elyon kulchem. Elohim atem uvenei elyon kulchem. Ani amati Elohim atem uvenei elyon kulchem. Yamamayna ayamamamayna yama ayamamamayna Elohim atem uvenei elyon kulchem. Ani amati Elohim atem uvenei elyon kulchem. Elohim atem uvenei elyon kulchem. Ani amati Elohim atem uvenei elyon kulchem.
Please turn to page 72 with me. I love this prayer because it admits something that I know I do. It says we're not supposed to request anything of God on Shabbat. And even in the prayer that we just said, it's called Shmoneh Esrei, the 18 benedictions, but most of them are taken out on Shabbat because they're called bakashot, they're called requests, and we're not supposed to make requests. But I don't know about you, when I'm praying, I'm usually thinking about, please God, protect my family. Please God, watch over my children. And always praying for people I know and love who are sick. And so I love that this one kind of just puts it out there. So if you're like me, please join me. O God, on the Sabbath we are prohibited from making requests of you. Yet here is my request. Grant me the strength to face with openness and courage the challenges before me, to receive the care I need so that I may extend that care to others. Translate my prayers into healing, my tears into balms of wholeness. Holy One of blessings, I am sorry to ask favors of you on this sacred day, but please be by my side as I make this difficult journey from anxiety to prayer and from healing to wholeness again.
find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebera imotenu mikol habaracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
"5 and a half more days," Danny shouted as he jumped out of bed this morning. 5 and a half more days until school's out. The kids are so excited and literally counting down not only the days, but the hours until summertime. This is the season of counting. In the Jewish calendar, we're closing in the final days of the counting of the Omer, the days from Passover until Shavuot. As we count the 49 days between them, it is as if we are counting the steps of the journey from slavery to freedom, from the Exodus to the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. Tonight we can say just one more day, and it's Shavuot. And then this week, our Torah portion opens with a census. Of course it does. The book is called Numbers, and it is all about counting, but a different kind, the tallying up of the people. Technically, they're only counting the men aged 20 and up, but for our modern sensibilities, let's just imagine that they're counting everyone. They're counting in order to know who everyone is and where they belong. In this case, it's about preparing for a journey, organizing the people to make the trip towards the promised land. There's a superstition about counting people in Jewish tradition. You might have even heard of people counting, or rather not counting, in an unusual way, saying not 1, not 2, not 3, instead of the expected 1, 2, 3. Perhaps it's because in the Torah, a census usually comes after wars and plagues. So as one commentary suggests, God can count how many are left. Counting, then, is God's job. God can count. Counting, then, is God's job. In fact, when King David takes a census without God asking him to do so, the consequence is another plague. So we can imagine why Jews don't really like counting people all that much. And yet, counting is imperative, whether people or things. On a school field trip the other day, I was constantly counting the kids in my group to make sure that everyone was present. We talk about counting our blessings. At the dentist, he counts our teeth. And given that it is election season, we're all counting delegates and votes. Rashi says that God counts us out of love. God's continual counting is to take stock, keep track, make sure we're all accounted for, much the way we do when we're looking out for our own. Yet, when we're counting, we often disregard the first number, knowing that when there's many, number 1 is taken for granted, and yet the first is critically important. This was a historic week. After Tuesday's primaries, Hillary Clinton was named as the presumptive nominee for the Democratic Party, the first woman ever to be named as a major party candidate. No matter where you stand on the political spectrum, no one can deny that it is a historic moment for all Americans. 8 years ago, she commented about the 18 million cracks in the glass ceiling, and with this nomination, whether or not she wins, certainly there are millions more. It starts with 1, a first, and then it takes a second, and a third, and so on, until it's just normal. On Sunday, I was privileged to have brunch with Rabbi Sally Priesand. Rabbi Priesand was the first woman ordained as a rabbi in the United States in 1972. Now, 44 years later, a blip in time on the Jewish calendar, and the Reform movement has ordained over 700 women rabbis. It's really quite amazing. 16 years ago, my rabbinic class was 60% women. And in the year 2000, I never imagined that I would be a first, but I was. The first woman rabbi at Temple Israel. People used to ask me, what does it feel like to be a woman rabbi? I don't know, I'd say. I'm a woman, and I'm a rabbi. It's just who I am. All these years later, I can tell you, it feels great. Some of you are familiar with the story in our family when my dad asked my then 5-year-old son, Benji, what do you want to be when you grow up? A doctor like your dad? And when Benji replied no, he continued, a rabbi like your mom? And Benji's reply, I'm not a girl. Like you, we still laugh at his response. Of course, Benji had male rabbinic role models in our rabbis here at Temple. But just imagine what he had to have been thinking. A boy can be a rabbi? What a different world this has become. A woman rabbi? It's normal now, more or less. Just a month ago, the CCAR Press, the Reform Movement's publishing company, published a book, The Sacred Calling, 4 Generations of Women in the Rabbinate. I'd love to ask, what's gender got to do with it, now that there are 700 plus women in the rabbinate? But that's not the reality of our world. Gender still has everything to do with it. In this anthology, the essays deal with the historic significance of women in the rabbinate and explore issues related to both the professional and personal lives of women rabbis. This collection examines the ways in which the reality of women in the rabbinate has impacted all aspects of Jewish life, including congregational culture, liturgical development, life cycle ritual, Jewish healing movements, spirituality, theology, and more. And that's just from the dust cover. I have to admit I haven't actually read the book yet, but I've ordered several copies, and I plan to read one the minute they arrive, and I'm giving the rest as gifts. It's important that we understand the journey of women in the rabbinate, the struggle, and the path for equality. I wonder if anyone here saw the article in the foreword a few weeks ago about the title that the Hebrew Union College gave to its rabbis. For generations, men received the title Morenu Harav, our teacher, the rabbi. Most of the women never knew that their ordination certificates were different. They say Rav Umorah, rabbi and teacher. I don't think we ever paid attention. I never realized it. But as the foreword says, the difference may seem subtle, but for women rabbis and their supporters, it was a symbolic reminder that despite the gains they made in the movement, there remain barriers to complete equality. And after what seems like a ridiculous amount of time, 3 years, and a task force established to figure out the correct Hebrew formulation, which is actually quite harder than it seems, given that Hebrew is a gendered language, this year, for the very first time, the ordination certificates will be the same. Phew. Women rabbis didn't simply start with Sally. There were women who paved the way for her in sisterhoods, in education, and congregational leadership, and even women who served as rabbis but weren't ordained. In fact, the first woman rabbi was Rabbi Regina Jonas, ordained in Germany in 1935. Her thesis, Can a Woman Be a Rabbi According to Halachic Sources? And her conclusion, absolutely. Her main congregations were in Theresienstadt and Auschwitz, where she was murdered in 1944. Her story, only recently uncovered, shows how women have been fighting for equality in Jewish religious leadership for a lot longer than we remember. And just as it didn't start with Sally, it didn't start with Hillary either. The Web says 44 women have run for president in some fashion or another. Victoria Woodhull was the first to run for president in 1872, though she wasn't technically eligible, being 6 months too young. And still, she was 145 years ahead of her time. Hardly anyone knows about her anymore, at least not until she was all over the news this week. But at the time, she was one of the most famous women in the country, nominated by the Equal Rights Party, probably also way ahead of its time, and advocated for what we would consider fundamental issues today: an 8-hour workday, graduated income tax, and social welfare, for example. She also advocated for women's issues, including the right to divorce and the women's vote. And I guess mean-spirited campaigns aren't new either. Victoria's opponents responded to her candidacy by attacking her personally rather than debate the issues, calling her everything from a witch to a prostitute, and even accused her of having affairs with married men. What is it that Ecclesiastes says? There's nothing new under the sun. But at some point there was. There was a number one, a first. There was an opportunity to stand up and be counted, to be able to say, I count, or to be sure, count me in. We live in an era where gender is very much still an issue, but it ought to be talked about in a productive way, not with mudslinging criticism, but with fairness, equality, and understanding. I want our children to grow up thinking they can be whatever they want to be. A rabbi? Yes, go for it. President? Of course. And so, in this season of counting, I pray that we all have the ability to stand up, to make our voices heard, and to say out loud, I count. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will, as we all say, Amen.
Time moves on, and the world keeps turning, day by day on this journey. Each moment that passes is another chance to give, to love, to learn, to dance. So find your voice, sing it out to the world. Don't let the truth go unspoken. Don't rest till the silence is broken. Find your voice, and all the dreams you've been holding inside will finally find wings to fly. Take a chance, make a noise, find your voice. So if you're there, sitting on the sidelines, looking for a signal or sign, don't let a whole lifetime pass you by. This is your moment, this is your time to find your voice. Sing it out to the world. Don't let the truth go unspoken. Don't rest till the silence is broken. Find your voice, and all the dreams you've been keeping inside will finally find wings to fly. Take a chance, make a noise, find your voice. Take a chance, make a noise, find your voice.
It's
It's my pleasure to call to the Bima member of our executive committee, Ellie Bittger, to come forward and deliver our congregational announcements. Take a big step. There you go.
Shabbat Shalom. Well, we have a couple things going on this week. In honor of our 75th anniversary, Temple Israel's Mitzvah 613 Torah project will continue in July. Every family is invited to scribe a letter. Please visit Temple Israel's website. Click on the top, there's a thing, it says Torah Project 613 button, and sign up to scribe your letter in our new Torah. It's offered in July, September, or November. Mitzvah 613 flyers and brochures are available after services. Please sign up. You all will thoroughly enjoy it. It's a wonderful experience and one that you'll never forget. We are also pleased to announce that our group of women will be called to the Torah as B'nai Mitzvot on Saturday, June 18th. For the last 2 years, they have studied Jewish traditions, prayers, Hebrew, and Torah. Please join us for a special service at 1 p.m. as we celebrate this milestone event. In honor of Temple Israel's 75th anniversary, the Goodman Family Judaic and Archival Museum is pleased to take you on a very special passage down memory lane. Beginning at the DIA, moving to Manderson, and finally settling in our current home in West Bloomfield, our path is an extraordinary story of vision, commitment, and excellence. This nostalgic journey, creatively captured by our museum committee, recounts our story in 3 phases throughout the next year, with this first phase focusing on building and clergy. This special museum display will walk you through our compelling history and the changes that led us to where we are today. Enjoy the photos, memorabilia, and memories that narrate Temple Israel's story spanning 3/4 of a century. For further information or to RSVP or volunteer for any of these programs, check the information table outside or leave a message at the Temple office during regular business hours. Please join us after services for the Oneg and Shabbat greetings. On behalf of the officers and members of the Board of Trustees, let me wish each of you Shabbat Shalom.
Now as we turn to page 189 in our service, I'd love to call anyone in our congregation aged 11 and younger to help us open the Ark and receive a Shabbat treat. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. I wrote your name in the sand, but the ocean washed it away. I said your name out loud, but my voice was drowned by the silence. I write your name, I speak your name to help keep you alive, so you live in more than just my memory, and so other people see your name, hear your name, and remember you too. In this Shabbat, we lovingly remember those who have died in the past 30 days, the period of Shloshim, and tonight we add to our list the 4 victims of the terror attacks in Tel Aviv: Idu Ben Ari, Dr. Michael Feig, Ilana Naveh, and Mila Meshaev. Jerry Baronek, Lorraine Bortnick, Betty Bernstein, Dennis Dix, Edith Firstman, Erwin Finkelstein, David French, David Glazer, Geraldine Granite, Ilona Helfman, Morton Horowitz, Alan Kerr, Joan LaBelle, Harvey Lieberman, Ethel Lynn, Philip Moskowitz, Annette Newman, Lenore Reisen, Bernard Rubenstein, Lila Schubiner, Morton Sterling, Martin Weiss, Elaine Wolf, and we are in Hockeytown. And so I think everyone remembers and honors Gordie Howe and what he brought to this city. We also recall the names of those whose yard sites occur on this Shabbat. Anne Abramovitz, Fanny Blatnikoff, Rose Budson, Geraldine Feldman, Anita Nancy Gesund, Esther Ginsburg, Margaret Glassman, Herschel Gonick, Jack Gorbach, Philip Kahn, Sarah Kahn, Hanley Kaiser, Jesse Kohlenberg, Ike Kosminski, Louis Lawson, Zelda Goldberg-Levitt, Arthur Lober, Martin Loss, Eugene Lunkin, Herbert Margolis, Harry M. Rappaport, Cindy Rich, Harry Rubenfire, Norman Schreiber, Ruby Schreiber, Max Tarnow, Harold Tobias, Faye Weiner, Mary Weiner, Sidney Wolf, Brian Jason Deem, Marion Rich, Betty Leonard, Norbert Leonard, Sylvan Rappaport, Arthur Hendrick, Kay Ellen Murphy, Maurice Baruch, Isaac Baruch, Willie Baruch, Shirley Davis, John Enstandick, Frank Charkis, Florence Borak, Ronald Stern, Stephen Nadelberg, Molly Ingber, Arthur Saltzman, and Sam Goldman. We pray that their souls are bound up in the bond of eternal life as we turn to page 199 and recite the words of Kaddish. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei docho beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam le'olmei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yitalal shemei dekudusha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. We pray that the source of peace sends peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved among us. Amen.
We conclude our service on page 204 with Od Yavo Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'agula. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'agula. Salam Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'agula. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'agula. Salam Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od
Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Shabbat Shalom.